Okay, let me paint a picture for you. I have a feeling this is going to sound, well, pretty familiar.
Beep, beep, beep. Ah, that sound. It just rips you out of a perfectly good dream, right? You're blindly slapping at your phone just trying to make it stop. And the second you manage to drag yourself out of bed, that's when it starts. The internal monologue.
You mumble it to, well, nobody, just the empty room. Then you're brushing your teeth and the conversation continues. Man, I really need a haircut. Or, you know what? Maybe I can pull this off. The day has barely even begun, and you're already in a full-blown conversation with yourself.
And now, of course, the pressure's on. You're going to be late. You're frantically checking your pockets, the counter, that little bowl where the keys are always supposed to be. And nothing. The frustration is just bubbling up.
And it just bursts out of you. You shout it right out loud. Just this moment of pure, unfiltered frustration.
And that's when you see it. Your garage door is open. And your neighbor? They're just standing there, holding their recycling bin, staring right at you. Ah, that feeling. It's instant, right? That hot flush of embarrassment. Busted. You've been caught red-handed talking to yourself.
But here's the thing. I know you feel like you just did something super weird, but what if I told you it wasn't? That talking to yourself isn't some sign that you're losing it. It's actually a totally fundamental and honestly a pretty useful part of being human.
Yeah, you heard me. In fact, after decades of research, psychologists have found that pretty much everybody talks to themselves. Every single day. So that little chat you just had with the universe about your keys, trust me, you are in very, very good company.
Okay, so we've established it's not weird. But what is it? What are we actually doing when we talk to ourselves?
Well, psychologists call it self-talk, and it's basically that running narration you've got going on inside your head, your inner speech. It's not just, remembering facts. It's those little conversations like, okay, gotta focus now. Or even just an observation like, whoa, the gym is packed. I'll come back later. And here's the kicker. Whether it's totally silent inside your head or you actually say it out loud, it all counts as self-talk.
So, where did we even pick up this habit? It's actually pretty cool. A Russian psychologist named Lev Vygotsky had this amazing theory way back in the 1930s. He watched kids playing and noticed they're always talking to themselves out loud. And he realized, hey, this isn't just random babbling. They're basically thinking out loud. They're practicing how to manage their actions, how to plan things out, often by repeating stuff they've heard adults say. And then, as we grow up, that voice doesn't just vanish. It just moves inside. It becomes our own private inner dialogue.
And this is where it gets really important, because that voice, it is not just background noise. What you say to yourself, the actual words, can have a huge, powerful impact on your attitude, your feelings, and even how well you do things.
So really, it's like a tale of two voices, right? On one hand, you've got positive self-talk. This can be your own personal cheerleader. You got this. But what's really interesting is that research shows it's often more powerful when it's instructional, like being your own coach. In one study, tennis players who told themselves things like focus on the ball actually got better. But then there's the other side, the negative self-talk, and that stuff can get toxic fast. It's a huge predictor for anxiety, and it can really drag you down, making you endlessly replay problems in your head, which only makes feelings of depression worse. So how can we make our self-talk work for us, not against us? Well, the most common way we do it is with first-person self-talk. Using I statements. I'm gonna crush this exam. I can do this. It's super direct, it's personal.
But then there's this other really fascinating technique. It's called distanced self-talk. This is where you talk to yourself like you're talking to someone else. You use your own name or you say you. It sounds a little strange, but studies have shown it is incredibly powerful for calming your nerves, especially in high-stress situations like public speaking. It's like you're creating a little bit of space so you can coach yourself from a more objective and honestly, a much kinder place.
Now, that sounds great, right? Be your own coach. But what if your inner voice is less of a coach and more of a really, really harsh critic? What do you do when that negative voice is the loudest one you hear?
Well, there's actually a super powerful tool for this from psychology. It's called Cognitive Behavioural Therapy, or CBT for short, and it's a simple 3-step game plan. Step 1, identify. Just notice the thought. Catch yourself when you think, ugh, I can't do anything right. Step 2, challenge it. Is that really true? Have you never done anything right? Probably not. And finally, step 3, replace it. Swap that harsh thought for something a bit more neutral or even compassionate, something like, okay, I messed up, but I can figure this out. It definitely takes practice, but it can literally change the entire vibe of your inner world.
So,
The next time you can't find your keys or you're about to give a big presentation and you hear that little voice in your head start to chatter,
Just remember this, that inner voice is basically your partner for life. It's going to be with you through everything. And it can either be your biggest cheerleader or your absolute worst critic. Which one it becomes, well, that's kind of up to you. So try to be kind.